Hi, I'm James Albritton for B&G Guitars, showing you, B&G Little Sister guitar owners, how to change strings properly on your slotted headstock Little Sisters. We're going to start with a review of the tools you will need to make this the easiest job you'll possibly do. Also reviewing that there's no wrong way to do it. That's not true. There are tons of wrong ways to do this. This is just one of the right ways, and one of the ways I do that makes it fastest and easier for me to change strings quickly. I play a lot of gigs, so the last thing I want to do is have to spend 20 minutes going everything if I have to change a string like an emergency situation. This is how I change them to make it easiest for me to change them again. So take that into account when you watch this video. We're going to start with showing you the tools. Your normal string changing tool available at any music store. A set of wire cutters available at any local hardware store. A set of needle nose pliers available at any large tool selling conglomerate corporation. This off-brand cigarette lighter. This roll of off-brand black duct tape. This 10-ounce bottle of Seagram's Diet Ginger Ale. You'll want to get diet because regular ginger ale has a shocking amount of sugar content. This small Japanese drumming toy as seen from the film Karate Kid Part 2. This coconut, which we named Antoine. If your coconut is not named Antoine, please discard it and find one that is. And of course, last but not least, this incredibly large ornamental knife sharpened to a razor's edge. The first thing you do is remove the old strings using your handy dandy string winder. Pop it on here and loosen it. So all you have to do is loosen it. Loosen it so that basically the hole in the tuning peg is straight up and down. That makes loading the next string easier. And just loosen it enough so when you cut it, it doesn't whip back on you like hitting the eye or something like that. Then take your string cutters, cut it. Then take your needle nose pliers, grab on and pull it out. The needle nose is so you don't stab yourself with the finger when you still have to play guitar. All you have to do that is 6 times and all your strings are off. Now to put them back on. Alright, now to restring. First you want to take your ball end, of course, and loop it into here. Once the ball is looped in the end, grab it, run it to about the 12th fret. The way my hand is, I have pretty short fingers relative. I pull it up to this knuckle. That usually gives me enough slack to get enough wraps around this headstock. And again, this is why I put the hole straight up and down. Pull it through so it's relatively loose. So I got room here to move. And wrap it so it wraps over the first one. I wrap on the inside of the first wind. And the next, and the rest of them, I do on the outside. That gives it a good grip, enough friction, so no matter what you do, this string will not slip. Make sure it's still on the bridge. There you go. To your string. Cut this off now so you can get in your way. Now these magic words I'm about to say are the most important part of restringing this guitar. Outside in. Normally you just do this and this, whatever. No, work from the outside, bottom to top. So once you're done with this side, start the high E then. It saves so much time and headache to do it that way when working with this kind of headstock. Alright. Now how I do this, when I get to the last string in the set, basically to the top one on the headstock, because these two are the same, they basically wind out. This one I like to wind in to give it a straighter pull. Just, I don't know, it helps with sustain, just makes me feel better about myself when I'm doing it. But that's just what I do, and it just seems to be easier to change strings later on. But the opposite would be your first wind is on the inside, and the rest there. So basically the opposite of these two. Now for the treble side. We start with the high E. Like I said, outside in. And basically do the opposite you did from your low E. Anytime you can cut off the excess string, basically when it starts to become a bother, you just turn it off. Let it fly in the face of the world, and you keep going. Just don't let go of the string once you start tightening it. Again, your B string gets strung same as the E string, just like this A string is the same as this E string. Now the G is last. It's strong. I string this the same way as the D. Again, you don't have to do this. I just choose to for my own weird reasons because I'm weird. But, you know, it's the way it is. Don't judge me. But this is the last string. And again, this is how I do it. It's how it works for me. I can change them fast. I can change a full set in basically 5 minutes on a gig if need be. This allows me access to all the strings easily if I have to change only just one in an emergency situation, which I've had to do. Once that's on, yeah, I had a lot of extra string on there. Once that's on there, just tune her up and you're ready to play. That's it. This has been James Albritton, B&G Guitars, and restringing your little sister with slotted headstock.